Hey traders, Mike Katz here, 7 Points Capital, bringing you today's trader takeaways. Now this is the second go around, had some audio issues, so I'll try to make this a lot shorter than the previous one to get out of here. So we had the SPYs. The action there I think was pretty tight today. So I've been away for a few days, back into the office today, and today was kind of a tight range at the end of the day, just a lot of sideways chop. Kind of missed out on a lot of the volatility we've had over the last week or so, but good to be back at the desk. And today I'm kind of finishing a little bit on the red. I traded some SPY, and what did I do at the SPY here? Let's see, the 5-minute. So we have this 281, 280 level where we topped out on the bounce, and then since then it's been lower, 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 high. And then today it was kind of a breather going sideways. It was not easy. We had that big drop early and then a big rip, take out highs, and then right back down to lows. So a lot of chop, very little follow through. And I think a lot of it had to do with just wait and see. A lot of headlines crossing the tape with China and tariffs and earnings and Amazon being a monopoly and just a lot going on, I think. A lot of headline risk. So I think traders are just taking a breather, trying to figure out which way things want to go. And that kind of made it a little bit difficult. But I was trading SPYs today. Once I realized that we're kind of in this sideways chop, not a lot of follow through, I was looking for anomalies to fade the move. And you can see here on SPY, we put in a bottoming tail on volume, more volume than the previous bar and more volume than the bar before that with a smaller body. Kind of says reversal with a bottoming tail. So I bought some there, sold it into this push, then got short because it was a same anomaly the other way around, topping a tail with more volume here than the previous bars, and kind of rode this down and tried it again here, got stopped out, tried it again here, got stopped out. So 2 for 4, but ended up green because made more than what I lost in this symbol. But you could see that here. So just playing the range here. It looks like it's not a lot, but it's still like 50, 70 cents on the SPYs, which, you know, most days that's big moves for the SPY in a short period of time. But with the volatility we've been having now, I think that's kind of the norm. So decent trades there. What else worked? We had, what didn't work? AMD didn't work. So not much to be gathered from this chart with all these arrows all over the place, but it's SSR. So yesterday it was down 10%. And when a name like this, heavy volume, low priced is SSR, I usually do very well. But lately, a lot of these SSR names have not been super easy. But let's see, what could I gather here? What could I tell you guys about? Basically, what I'm looking for is I'm looking to trade and find liquidity and find blocks. And a lot of times I'll get these partial fills, and you know it's a nothing type of a trade, but it's still the execution shows up here. But on my mind was get a nice drop here with this lower high forming right there. So shorted some, added down more on the breakdown, covered. So that kind of worked. But then when it looked like it was going to break down again, I got a lot bigger here and kind of chased a little bit and ended up losing here. A lot of small executions all over the place, but the overriding theme was that I just kept on shorting it as it was like trying to go down, trying to go up, that is, and I couldn't find the block fills I was looking for, only when it was kind of going against me. So this one hurt a little bit on the pop, but then afterwards, this kind of got my footing again. This thing stalled out and found some spots to be able to scalp off a few trades. Came back in AMD, but still, this was a red name, and it's kind of put me right on the day. What else? We had MO. I had an anomaly trade here on a 5-minute. Let me show you guys that one. MO. They're in the news. They're in play for a few days now, and we had this 5-minute anomaly here with somewhat of a bottoming tail, smaller body than the previous bar, but you know, decent amount of volume, almost more than the previous one, and that kind of signals a reversal for me, saying that there was selling, and you got some pretty big red bars, but then there was more selling here, and it didn't result in a really big red bar, meaning that the buyers were kind of soaking the selling, and you could see big volume there. So played a reversal there, tried that on the long side, that worked, and scaled out as it went up, then tried the kind of the short side a little bit, feeler trade, got stopped out, tried it again as it was curling down, make it lower low, lower high. That worked, and a couple of scalps after, nothing great, but this one ended up being a good one. MO, what else? GE, also another name that's SSR, low price, lots of volume, lots of liquidity. And if you look yesterday, somebody wanted this thing SSR. How do I know that? Well, this move that we had here, right, was the low was 772. And we closed here at 857, 860, something like that. So a 10% drop from the previous day's close was 772. And that was the low of the day here. So the second it tagged down 10%, it triggered SSR, and just ripped up from there. So what does that tell me? It tells me that somebody wanted this thing SSR, either to screw the shorts or I don't know why, but you see that a lot. You see a big bounce off of, they're gunning it for SSR and then a big bounce. And it's kind of what I saw here. So I was going to just try to join whatever was working, because if that's what happened, maybe they'll squeeze it up, or they wanted SSR so they can drive it lower with the shorts having a hard time to get in. So I was just going to look to join trend, and initially it looked like it was dropping, so I shorted, covered some, and then this big pop, and then a lot of sideways, just trying to feel my way around and see what's going to work. Short side wasn't really working in this range, so I decided to go long, because here at 15-16 level, there was a lot of buying, reserved bids, soaking up a lot of selling, and there was a buyer on the tape on the offer as well, with lots of green prints, a view up type of buyer. So, just really aggressively buying the offer at all levels. So I decided to go long, and had a decent long trade on decent size, again, because of liquidity, risking off of down here, so that if it was going to get below those that were soaking on the bid, then I don't want to be in it anymore. And it kind of just curled up, and that worked out. But I did scale out a little bit too early, and then didn't make it as far as I think I should have. But that was good. And then tried the short side. That didn't work. Tried the short side again here. Parabolic move. Waited for the pullback, lower high. And that one did work pretty well. So GE was really good. And I think that's it. We went over everything. Spider, Mo, GE, AMD. Oh, I covered some VTVT in swing. Covered half here at $2, a little bit above 2. And the idea with VTVT was, it's a toxic name. You guys have seen me in this one before. I was in it here whenever it had the pop and wedged, and it was going to go lower. I remember being in Vegas here, having some really serious size on, and then it started working, and it was great. And I remember being at the roulette table, and Stan texted me saying, "Katz, check out, VTVT news," and bam, after hours, it was like a big move up. So this wasn't fun. But then they announced that they were going to present some data, so I didn't want to be in it ahead of that. But afterwards, once they presented the data, I got back in and kind of rode this thing down pretty well. Not as much size as I had here, but it was still a good trade, and rode this down, didn't do anything for quite some time, like a week or two, and then bam, had another move. Covered half into this drop into $2, and then I don't know, maybe we get another $1 out of it. But covered half, and then if it gets above here, I'll close the rest out. So swing, this one was pretty good. But in the day account, I am finishing red. And I think, just first day back, trying to feel my way around in the market, and lots of headline risk right now. Short-term moves, lots of spikes, and I find it a little bit difficult to trade that. So, but considering all that, slight red day, I'll take it, and hopefully kick some butt tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great night. Hope everybody's kicking some butt, And thank you all for watching. Give us that thumbs up, give us a follow, and see you guys soon.